Lady Freddies versus Northmor Lady Knights.
It's a KMAC Saturday afternoon at the Castle. The Fredericktown Lady Freddies coming in looking to stay in second place and within striking distance of the KMAC lead, while the Lady Knights looking for that signature win. KMAC action coming your way next.
Morrow County Hospital, along with Ohio Health, is the official sports medicine provider of Northmor High School. Available 24/7 to care for your athlete with same-day appointment options available. We keep your athletes healthy and in the game. Morrow County Hospital and Ohio Health are proud to partner with Northmor High School to provide a healthier community, serving teams, parents, and all of Morrow County.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Castle on the campus of Northmor High School in North Bloomfield Township, Ohio, for this KMAC matchup between 14-5 Fredericktown and 13-3 Northmor. Hello, everybody. My name is Travis Berardi with a special guest. You Northmor fans will know him as the head coach of the Golden Knights, Blade Tackett. Blade, good to see you once again, buddy.
It's good to be back, Travis. I thought maybe after game one you fired me, but I'm glad you asked me back. I'm glad I can help out here.
Well, I mean, you had a job yourself, taking care of the boys team. We'll get more into that at halftime. I'm gonna have a segment with you just to talk about the boys squad. But right now we got girls basketball. Golden Knights, Lady Knights, they've been hurt with the COVID. They're a young squad, but they're still trying to get that signature win.
Yeah, I mean, you look at their team. They got basically everyone coming back next year. I think they've had a couple good wins, been in a couple competitive games. They're definitely making some progress here, working really hard. We'll see what happens, but I think they can jump in and compete and have a chance to win this game.
All right, we're going to take things down courtside for the playing of our national anthem. We are moments away from opening tip here between Fredericktown and Northmor as we show you the starting lineups. First for Fredericktown, Number 3, Celeste Swihart, averaging 4.1 points per game. Number 11, Taylor Overholt, averaging 4.7. Number 13, Aubrey Booten, averaging 6.5. Number 20, Gabby Daniels, the leading scorer, averaging 12.2 points per game. And then number 40, Jacqueline Nussbaum, averaging 8.5. As for the Lady Knights, number 3, Reagan Swihart. Number 5, Paige Caudill. Number 20, Haley Dilly. Number 21, Riley Johnson. And number 32, Lexi Wenger. Talking to head coach Tim Messico. I don't know. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I think you got it there.
Messico. Anyway, talking to him earlier, he said a couple players down. Grace Sipes was on COVID quarantine. She's back with the team, but still unable to play. She still has to pass the allowing to play test at OHSAA and
yeah, you got to get screened by cardiologist. Got to get an EKG, all that stuff if you test positive, and before you can get back on the floor. And
then Jill Booten, she had a concussion, so she'll be out. But coach telling us most likely going to be running a zone today. And I know Northmor, they have some three-point shooters, so that could aid to their advantage if they can get hot early on from beyond the arc.
Yeah, absolutely. You look around at Northmor, of course you see Lexi, Reagan, Paige. I know the Johnson twins will take a couple threes as well. Looks like Northmore's coming out in man. I would expect at some point to see a little bit of zone from them too. Yeah, Coach Beachy, Coach Tulio, they like to change up their defenses. But there you go, you called it. What do we got? Little 3-2.
Little 3-2 zone there. Booten actually up in the front of this, so we'll see how Northmor attacks it.
Setting some flare screens up top like that. Ooh, give it the top.
That'll stay with the Lady Knights. So we are just underway here at the Castle.
I think they can definitely get some shots out of this. I like the little flare screen action they're running up top. Oh, nice bounce pass in the winger. There it is. She's got to shoot that.
Caudill for 3 off the iron. Rebound Fredericktown.
It's a pretty good possession by Northmor there to start. Oh! Northmor still running man.
Get it inside. That's Booten. Back outside. They'll reset.
Yeah, Northmor, I think, if I followed it closely enough, they do run a lot of zone, but you look at this group out there, they really have the ability to run man and to run it well. Looking out there, seeing some good defenders, some pretty good size with Haley and Reagan and Lexi. Fredericktown gets a layup.
Gabby Daniels able to get inside of her defender and get the layup. It's just a lack of backside help there on defense for that bucket.
Sure. Down in the slide.
Lady Knights. That three's deflected. That's knocked off of Swihart's hand and out of bounds, so it'll go back to Fredericktown. About a minute and a half gone by, 2-0. And I was about to ask before that bucket by Fredericktown, what do you do to beat the man-to-man zone if it's as good as you saw from the start, at least from Northmor?
Oh, with their man offense, I think, in the last possession, they just got to cut her through the paint. And, didn't bust a cutter, got a nice layup. And I think one thing we struggle with, too, and one thing we're emphasizing is starting to put a little more ball pressure on the guards to make the pass a little bit tougher. So I think it goes both ways, busting a cutter. Haley Dilly takes a shot. Nice look inside.
Just a little too short on that, and back come the Freddies.
Got a wall up. It's good defense. What a tough shot.
Booten hits it, and it's a 6-0 run to start. And we're going to get a 30-second timeout from head coach Freddie Beachy. So Fredericktown, early on, first 3 possessions, get 3 buckets.
Yeah, they're getting nice looks inside. I think that was a really nice contested shot by Dilly, and just, the offender made a better play. But the other 2 times down, like I said, a little more ball pressure and bust that cutter through the lane, and I think they'll be fine. They'll be fine. They've gotten good looks on offense. Haley had a good look there. Paige had a good look from 3. Just Fredericktown's had chances for a couple easier layups here early on.
Lady Freddies sitting right now in second place, 3 games behind Cardington, state ranked. That team that went to regional last year probably have a good chance of going back this year. But As for Northmor, they're sitting at the bottom of the KMAC right now, 2-10, a game behind Highland, 2 behind Centerburg.
Win here, get them tied up with Highland. That'd do a lot for them looking into next year.
And this is a pretty young squad.
Yeah, 1 senior. Look at. You got a couple, probably 3-4-year lettermen coming back next year.
You have
Caudill, Wenger, and Swihart, and then you got the Johnson twins back next year. Got Emily Jordan back next year, who recently had a really nice game. So yeah, future's bright. Future's bright.
4 sophomores, 4 juniors coming back. You also have a freshman on the squad, and the lone senior, Bailey Snyder. So, yeah, a building here, kind of like what you have on the boys' side.
Sure.
Only a couple seniors, but a lot of young talent.
Yeah, future's bright, I think, on both ends. I really believe that.
Swihart in the breakout gets the friendly roll. It's 8-0.
That's what's going to be tough against this 3-2. If you can get him in half court and defend him, I think Northmor can battle back into this. But if you get steals up top with 3, Lady Freddies up top, you're already at an advantage pushing back down the floor. So that's going to be important to try to take care of the ball, especially out on the perimeter. To get another deflection.
But I do like what Coach is putting out there, not the 2-3 zone, but the 3-2 zone that really shuts down the attempts of the 3-point attempts because you have that extra person up top.
Yeah, they're super active up top. Looks like they got some defenders. They keep an active hands, really getting tips on the ball. So, yeah, it seems like it suits them pretty well.
4:48 left, opening quarter. 8-0 Fredericktown. Lexi Wenger, top of the key. She'll pull up for 3. Just off the iron, but they get the offensive rebound.
Caudill for 3.
So a tough start offensively for the Golden Knights right now, yet to hit a bucket.
Yeah, 2 decent looks there. You really like the shot from Lexi. A nice hustle play out of Dilly to get the offensive rebound. Paige's shot was a little contested, but she can hit that shot.
Yeah, they're good looks. It's just they just haven't been able to hit. And on the other end, it's just been all inside game for Fredericktown as Booten gets her second field goal. It's 10-0.
Yeah, I think they've scored 5 layups.
And that's a coach's dream right there. If you get the open look and you hit all these layups, you're golden right now.
Yeah.
And they get the steal.
This is what's tough, is with 3 out on top of that zone, is they can really push and have numbers. Oh, that's got to go Northmor. Oh, I think she pulled it off her foot.
Take a look at it one more time. Yeah, and she ollied it. Just unable to.
It's going to be hard for me to not stay biased here, Travis. I'm sorry.
Well, I think that's why head coach Zach Ruth hasn't been with me on your games right now, because he doesn't want to start yelling, Cooper! I remember from last year, but wish Coach Ruth nothing but the best on his break with his family right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's a great man. It's a great man.
And Fredericktown with their first turnover. So the law of averages actually worked out there. They do get the turnover nonetheless. Just a couple extra seconds go off the clock.
I really like to see them drive baseline when they hit the swing.
The third turnover by Northmor.
If they can defend inside, I think they can get stops. Emily just falls down. She's working hard, though. There. Hey, hard work paid off.
A little too strong on that miss, and now Lady Knights with a chance. Swihart for 3. Got it.
There we go. Nice little transition look. Nice 3 from Reagan. Good pass from Lexi. There we go.
Yeah, quick ball movement. That's another way of beating that zone.
Sure.
Just have to get them out of position.
Yeah, if you get stops and can get down in scoring position before they set it up, there you go. Looks like they're going to have another chance here. I like that 3 from Lexi. It's a good shot.
And back-to-back threes.
Yeah.
So Wenger gets on the board, and it's now 10-6, a 6-0 run for the Lady Knights.
Looks like Coach Attulio changing defenses. Held up a 2 there. Maybe not. Still looking like man. Can't tell. I like Emily's presence inside. She's physical in there, works hard. I think she's going to help them really defend the paint.
Kind of looks like a box-and-1 look.
Got a rebound.
Friendly roll there for Daniel. She has 6. And it's a 6-point game with 2 minutes left in the opening quarter.
Watch when he hit the swing. I think the baseline's wide open. You see the little drive baseline there? It's a good cut by Lexi. Baseline. Baseline's wide open.
And we're going to get a foul on the swipe there. That'll be against the Lady Knights, and that's the first foul of the game.
Bailey Snyder checking in. Looks like Emily Ziegler going to be checking in as well. Recently off a collarbone injury.
Yeah, and we were here for that one.
That's going to be a foul on Lexi.
That was a tough injury. Just one of those freak accidents. She had her arm caught underneath the Mount Gilead player, rolled over, and just.
Yeah, I remember watching that on your live stream. It hurt me at home on the recliner. It really did. Just knew that one was going to be a tough one. Yeah, Lexi's got one foul. I like that sub. Let her sub out for a quick break. Let the rest forget about her. She doesn't pick up a quick second. Good deflection there. It's got to be white ball. Oh, man, I keep making all the wrong calls, Travis.
Trust me, I do it all the time. Don't worry about it. But it will stay with Fredericktown with 1:35 left in the quarter.
That's a good block.
Nice deflection by Swihart. And we will get a jump ball and a change of possession. So the Lady Knights with another chance, down 6 to cut into the lead.
Last two possessions, they've done a nice job of being more physical with those people around the block and around the paint, and made it tough on Fredericktown to score. Oh, we got a baseline drive. Look at that.
Asking you shall receive, Coach.
Yeah, I like that wing entry. They bring the bottom person to close out. The top person on the wing kind of plays more of the deflection on the reversal, so they close out with the bottom guy. I mean, you got a pump fake and a drive baseline.
First shot in and out. Fouls against Audrey Booten, her first, team's first. Got the second.
Got the friendly roll on the second one.
12-7, coming up on a minute left here in the opening quarter.
Left. Looked like a pretty good box out to me, but like I said, I'll try to be unbiased here. I feel like I'm on the sideline right now.
And we have a 3-second violation.
That's a nice makeup call. Am I allowed to say that? Or?
Although with the height advantage too, I mean, you can reach over without making contact. I mean, sometimes you're going to get if you get contact. But
I will say a lot of people are confused, and a lot of fans don't know, or players, even players don't know that over the back is not a call.
It's not a foul.
No, it's not a foul call. The only foul call on a rebound is a push.
Yes.
So over the back is not a legitimate call or by the referee.
Now,
there is a push. So if you make
contact with the head or something like that,
sure.
So we get a Nussbaum gets on the board with 2, but
you'll never hear a ref call a foul and say over the back was the reason for a foul. It's got to be a push, and that allows for the offensive rebounder to jump straight up and rebound the basketball. So that being said, I still believe that there was a push in the back as she went up for the rebound, but nonetheless, you don't always get those calls. That's okay.
Under 20 seconds left here.
Looks like they're going to go for a one shot. See if they set up a little action here for the last shot. 9 seconds. Ball screen up top. 5 seconds. That's off.
Deflected away. It's going to hold the clock for a minute.
Get a shot. Oh no, not that far from the basket.
Wow.
That's
but
tough.
I don't. Is he going to call it on the floor? Or is he going to call it shooting? He said he did call it on the floor.
Northmor catches a break there, that's for sure. That's always the toughest thing to do. You want to contest those last-second shots, but you never want to risk fouling a shooter, as you would know if you watched our East Knox game. Just don't put a ref in that situation. Oh.
And got it at the buzzer.
Nice little back screen action there. Good catching shot. Nice play back.
So we take a look at the replay. Perfect throw inside, and Booten with her 6-point. That'll do it for the first quarter. Your score, 16-7 Fredericktown. You're watching girls high school basketball live and free on the OH Report.
County Hospital, along with Ohio Health, is the official sports medicine provider of Northmor High School. Available 24/7 to care for your athlete with same-day appointment options available. We keep your athletes healthy and in the game. Morrow County Hospital and Ohio Health are proud to partner with Northmor High School to provide a healthier community, serving teams, parents, and all of Morrow County.
Back here at the Castle, 8 minutes gone by, 16-7 Fredericktown. Travis Berardi alongside Northmor boys coach Blade Tacken. You were telling me at the break, you guys have been victim of the buzzer beater here lately. You guys had one against you last night.
Yeah, it's been tough. Last night, end of the first, we were up 9-6. Trey Benninger hit a three-quarter court shot to tie them at the end of the quarter, which is deflating after you have a great quarter. But, I mean, it's not the end of the world, especially after the first. And then, of course, you know, the end of the East Knox game, we get a foul with 0.1 seconds left, which was probably a 50-50 call, but the right call. I don't know if there's a lot of contact, but you got to give a shooter a chance to land. But, you know, I really believe those things come back your way at times. You get late calls, or Max Lauer hit a shot at the end of the game last night. It didn't mean much, but, you know, the buzzer beater came back around a little bit.
It's something, it gives you momentum. It boosts your confidence as well.
Sure.
Golden Knights.
For 3, a little short.
Fredericktown, a little bit of a cherry picker there. Can't get it to fall, though.
It's a good rebound. Northmor bringing it the other way. Good pass. That was nice. There we go.
And Wenger got it.
It looks like that's going to be the formula for him is, you know, to get a stop and try to get it down the floor and get a good look before they set up in his zone. Nice little trap here. Riley Johnson and Reagan Swihart out top. Nice. She's definitely a hustler. Yeah.
And they'll get the possession arrow, so the Lady Knights do get the turnover.
Yeah, Riley really buys into her role. She knows that she's a good defender with quick hands, and yeah, she's good for them. She accepts that, and right there you see it. That's a really good momentum play after they just scored. It's 2 stops in a row. This would be a nice possession. Stepped over the line.
So Northmor turns it right back over. And with 6:36 left in the half, 7-point Fredericktown lead.
Another
bomb.
trap.
Ooh, almost a walk. And that's deflected out of bounds by Swihart.
Coach Beachy calling for the walk over there. I see him.
And we're going to get a timeout by Fredericktown to talk it over because, you know, offensively they haven't really been able to get anything in the half court going the last few possessions.
Yeah, sure. They were getting layups early on, and Northmore's making them work for it out front. I like that. That little trap, speed up their guards a little bit, see if you can get a quick turnover or an easy turnover, or maybe a pass out of bounds, those kinds of things.
Now offensively for the Lady Knights, they hit a couple threes. Did get that nice drive inside to get the free throws, but right now, if you're Coach Beachy, what are you telling your team?
I think that he's probably telling them let's keep the pressure up above the 3-point line, because if we can turn them over, their other field goal was Reagan to Lexi in transition, and one of their threes was a result of the same thing. So if they can get a steal or maybe a 3 that leads to a long rebound where they can get down the floor before Fredericktown sets up their zone, and they can get a good look out of it. But Fredericktown's probably going to keep trying to get it inside to the paint, like on that drive right there. Yeah.
Haley Dilly will be called for the foul, and Aubrey Booten will go to the line for 2. 4th foul against the Lady Knights. Only 1 against the Lady Is it the Lady Freddies? Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know if it's Lady Freddies or just Freddies. It's just an interesting nickname for a team.
Yeah, I'm sure Lady Freddies is probably the way to go there, I would say. Freddies, Lady Freddies, either one. I'm sure you're not going to offend anyone.
Gets the first. It's 17-9. Misses the second, but Daniels gets the rebound and it gets stripped away.
Nice hands there by Reagan, not getting the foul called and being able to pick up a turnover. Oh, that was a great pass.
That'll be deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with the Lady Knights.
One of the most deflating things is a free throw rebound, especially when it's 4-on-3. When Northmor lucky enough to get their hand on it, and it didn't hurt them.
Ball into Swihart. She trips to the ground.
That's the drive right there. That's a good drive by Lexi. I think they got to look at that baseline drive against the zone.
Back come the Freddies. Under 6 to play in the half. Inside to Daniels. Can't get the shot to fall, but they get the rebound.
Might have got away with one right there.
Nussbaum into the lane, too strong. Gets a rebound again. So offensive rebounds hurting the Lady Knights as well. Fredericktown with 4.
Just go straight up. Can't afford to pick up a second here.
And they get the steal.
See if they can score. See this? Here you go. If we convert this, another transition steal. I think you got to keep the pressure up. Stay physical inside. Keep the pressure up on the wing. That's where they're getting their best looks offensively at.
And there's the walk. Yeah, drug the foot, but Paige Caudill gets the bucket and gets it back to a 6-point game.
They've really fought to stay in this game. We need a really good possession here in the half court. If they can score in the half court, they got to be feeling pretty confident about themselves here.
Well, also, Blade, after the 10-0 run, it's an 11-7 run by the Lady Knights. And they get the offensive rebound, but stepped out of bounds. But yeah, since that 10-0 start, the Lady Knights on an 11-7 run.
Yeah, they're doing a nice job here buckling down defensively, making it tough for them to score. We'll see if they come out and trap high again. They run a little bit zone now. You can tell with Riley running around. Nope, she got back to 3. Looked like she was just going to go to trap then and back to her man.
Nussbaum.
Got to contain him inside. It's good hands by Paige.
Deflected it out of the hands of Summer Weller. 4:39 left in the half. 6-point Freddie lead.
Northmor's got to be careful with these reaches. 4-1 fouls. You know it's going to turn around at some point. I'm just worried a couple of these inside ones are going to start going against them, but I like the active hands, though. Ball screen up top and a roll.
Nice look inside, but missed it.
That's a third missed layup by Fredericktown.
And I guess we might have jinxed them, Blade, because they went 5 for 5 to start, and then after that, it's really slowed down.
Yeah, Lexi Wanger crashing glass. Great job. Not a bad shot there by Riley Johnson. Not a bad shot. I think you got to look at the shot at transition. It's what's given them a little bit of success. Maybe rushed it a little bit, but led to an offensive rebound and shooting free throws for Lexi.
Fouls on Gabby Daniels. And, yeah, Hustle was rewarded most of the time, and you saw it right there. She gets the first.
She's got to be a high free throw percentage shooter.
And she, by far, is the leading scorer on the team. Just a all-around, just solid player for this squad.
Yeah, and she has been for 3 years. And, a great student, a great kid as well. She gets a little step through. Oh, I'd like to see that one finish. But, hey, gets the offensive rebound. Johnson again. Lexi on the offensive rebound again.
Another
gets a
one.
hand on it. That's good. That's what you like to see right there. Beat a zone with, with a little bit of shooting, and then you can beat a zone with some offensive rebounding. So that's nice to see.
So the Lady Knights flipping the script on Fredericktown right now. Nussbaum called for her first foul. And this is a big possession if the Lady Knights can get this to cut it to one possession. Wenger for 3. Got it. And just like that, it's a 2-point game. Under 4 to play in the half.
Don't foul, Lexi.
Almost got the steal.
Straight up.
Oh, nice post move.
20. Nice little up and under there.
Gabby Daniels with her 8th point.
Still a 4-point game. It was just, hold on, just get a good possession here. Oh, Lexi on the wing for 3 again, like that.
Just missed that time.
I think you got to be okay with that shot. She's got 9 points. A little heat check. Gonna have to get a stop though. You got to imagine they're gonna go inside.
Nice deflection out of bounds. It'll stay though with Fredericktown. Let's take a look at that post moving, and that's nice.
Yeah.
Up and under. Got the defender to get up in the air and got the easy lay-in.
Good footwork, good pump fake, good left hand. I'm sure she's a right-handed player.
That'll be a kick and it'll stay. 2
deflections by Haley Dilly back-to-back.
And I know it stays with Fredericktown, but it's got to be frustrating on offense. You're trying to get that pass, that entry pass, but you just can't. It deflected out of bounds multiple times.
Yeah.
So
that's demoralizing for an offense there if they can't get that little easy entry pass inside, which has been what Fredericktown has done majority of the game.
We got a shout-out for you. A guy named Justin Hirschberger.
Coach Hirschberger. Hey, I learned from the best. I've been listening to him and Coach Workman and Coach Carr, and I've been taking a bunch of notes, been watching a lot of clips of those guys. And, you know, I feel like it was like I got to prove to these guys that I can do this too. Although I do believe if you had them on here, the Northmor faithful would have loved to have one of those guys on here after they've been doing our live feed for all of our JV and junior high. And
he is laughing down there in the corner.
Everything there. So it's a lot of fun. That's been one plus of all of this stuff is, you know, kind of the neatness of Facebook Live and the OH.REPORT and all of those things.
Ooh.
Coach Beachy not happy about that one.
I want to take a look at that.
Anyone in the gym is.
Here's the inbound pass, and I didn't see anything around the ball. It looked like all ball, but I don't know if they were going to get it with a bump underneath maybe.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it's Lexi Wenger's 2nd.
If you can convince her to not be so aggressive on the ball, I think you want to keep her in here just because she's got 9 points, and you'd like to stay within striking distance going into halftime.
And Booten helps out with the miss.
It's definitely a risk, but I like the idea of keeping her in here and playing out this half.
Yeah, with 2 fouls, 3 minutes left in the half, 2 fouls, it's all right. But if you pick up that third, that's when you pretty much are on the bench until the third quarter.
Yeah, that's when things get tough. But I like the decision to keep her in with just how she got the free throw line a couple of times, hit an open 3, and her defense has been good as well. You just got to tell her to make sure she goes straight up on that one. Even though she got all ball, you can see the hand come down towards the ball. So, you know, a lot of times, as Coach Maddox sitting here beside me, he always says if it looks like a foul, then it is a foul. So even though it was all ball with the hand coming down, you know, ref sees that action, and that's probably why he blows the whistle there. So just got to stay disciplined, straight up on D, don't reach. And she'll be able to get into halftime here with only 2 fouls.
And just to let you folks at home know, we asked Coach Maddox to come on, but he's a little microphone shy, so he's just sitting down there with us with the moral support. But nonetheless, back out of the timeout, Booten will have her 2nd attempt with Fredericktown leading by 4, 3:10 left. A 15-9 run by the Lady Knights after falling down 10-0.
That's going to be a real crucial 3 minutes here. Free throw rebound again. It's just the worst, Travis. It's just the worst. It's one of the most deflating things in basketball. I think any coach will tell you that. And I think any coach will tell you, too, that if there's a free throw rebound, the chances of it leading to a score by the offense increases by something like 70%. That's a stat I made up. But, I mean, anyone will tell you that just doesn't lead to good things for your defense. Fredericktown gets a rebound, comes down, gets another foul call.
Daniels will now go to the line, but yeah, especially when the one who shot the free throw is the one that gets the rebound and puts it back in.
Yeah, she misses too, so you think you got away with, you know, a foul that didn't lead to any points, and, you know, it's a rebound and a layup, and they get the 2 points anyway.
At first they said it was Lexi Wenger, but it was not. She wasn't around it. It's going to be against Lauren Johnson, and that'll be her 3rd foul. So Johnson will have to take a seat for the final 2:45 here at the half. Daniels misses the first.
That's tough for her as she comes off the bench, and you know she's like her sister a lot. Plays really hard, is a good defender, and you know unfortunately just some games happen like that with just your play style. You end up with a few fouls, and it's tough to get into a rhythm when that's happening, especially if you're someone that subs in off the bench.
Got the second. Emily Zager checks in now for the Lady Knights.
Fredericktown amped up the pressure, got a steal on the inbounds.
In the corner, three in the air by Swihart.
Tough one if it goes in, and it does. It pushes it to 10.
And it's Celeste Swihart that hits the three, and just like that, it's back to that 10-point lead.
Need a good possession by Northmor here. Try to slow this run down a little bit. That's a kick.
So a 6-0 run by the Lady Freddies gets that lead back up to 10, 25-15.
It feels like they think they need a quick possession and a quick shot, but I like to see them get a couple reversals here and just get a good look at the basket and slow down a little bit because Fredericktown's playing at it, controlling the tempo right now.
And I think that's what separates great teams from good teams. Being able to answer, but doing it your way instead of trying to rush.
Sure, absolutely.
That'll be deflected out of bounds.
That's a positive for Northmor right there. If they get a shot at the rim, they're really doing well on the offensive glass. So if you just preach that, let's at least get a look at the basket and crash the glass. Treat it like a pass more than a shot.
Emily Jordan comes in, and Swihart will go to the line. So Lady Knights got the look that they wanted on the inbounds, and Reagan Swihart will get her first free throw attempts of the day. Nussbaum called for her second foul. And got the friendly bounce.
A minute ago, we talked about how the last 3 minutes are key. That was a 5-point game. So these last 2 minutes are huge. Northmor has to get some stops and just good possessions, even if they're not makes. Let's get good possessions so that we go into halftime within 10, within 8, within 6, something like that. 2 to 3 possessions. I like that shot, but you got to get the offensive rebound, or you got to get the defensive rebound.
And they're going to get 2.
Fredericktown turning the tables now and hurting Northmor on offensive glass.
Swihart again for 3, can't get it.
Usually
then
that
the other
one
Swihart
goes.
gets it. Oh, but she gets almost stripped out. And it will lead to a turnover.
Man, that's tough.
Riley Johnson will check back in. 1:31 left. 9-point Fredericktown lead. If you're Coach Beachy, you just don't want Fredericktown to extend this lead much, a lot more. If it's 9, maybe 11 points, okay, you're fine. You still have a half of basketball. But if they push it up to 15, 16 points, then you're starting to get into that trouble area.
Yeah, I completely agree. As they get another layup.
Nice look inside to Daniels.
Yeah, you want to keep it within 10, especially after them getting off to a 10-0 run and then you realizing a couple things that work for you, scoring in transition and getting offensive rebounds.
Nice give and go inside the Wenger. She'll put it up and got it.
Minute left, down 9. If they can get a stop here, this would be a huge stop.
And then if they can score on the other end, that's a bonus.
Yeah.
Fredericktown spreading things out. Threads the needle.
Get a hand on that.
Well, they got the trap.
If you're going to run a zone, one of the biggest things is to try to get a tip pass as Riley Johnson gets a steal.
And she kicks it back out.
To Paige Caudill.
Whoa,
wow, what a big shot.
And it's back to a 6-point
stepped into that with
game.
confidence because she struggled shooting, but she was as confident with that shot as she was with her first few that she missed. So, boy, that's a huge shot. Really want to stop here. And you're feeling pretty good about yourself going into halftime.
Almost got the stop.
No. Grab that rebound. Just trying to survive. Just trying to survive. They got the foul call. It always
At the
happens,
buzzer,
Travis.
too.
It always happens. You give up 1 to 2 to 3 offensive rebounds, something's just not going to go your way in the end, whether it's a made shot or a foul at the buzzer here.
That'll be Paige Caudill's first. Now, nonetheless, these 2 free throws are made the most you're going to go into the break is 8. So they kept it under that 10-point mark. Now, if she misses one or two, she misses a couple here, it's a 6-point game. 2 possessions going into the half. It's a huge win for Northmor after the 10-0 deficit to start.
Yeah, and you know exactly what you have to do coming out. You have to rebound defensively.
Got the first.
Try to get some steals and some early shots in the possession and crash the glass. It's just deflating when you have great possession and chances to get a stop, and she hits both of them. It's tough. It's tough.
So that'll do it.
You got to move on.
That'll do it for the first half. Your score after 16 minutes. Fredericktown 29, Northmor 29. We'll take a break. We'll be back with some halftime stats and then a little chat about the boys' season thus far with head coach Blade Tackett. You're watching Girls High School Hoops live and free on the OH Report.
Morrow County Hospital, along with Ohio Health, is the official sports medicine provider of Northmor High School. Available 24/7 to care for your athlete with same-day appointment options available. We keep your athletes healthy and in the game. Morrow County Hospital and Ohio Health are proud to partner with Northmor High School to provide a healthier community, serving teams, parents, and all of Morrow County.
It's halftime here at the Castle with your score Fredericktown 29, Northmor 21. Travis Brady alongside head coach Blade Tackett as we take a look at the halftime stats. Field goals in favor of the Freddies, 12-7. However, the Lady Knights making up for it with a 4-1 advantage from beyond the arc. Free throws, 4 of 8 for Fredericktown, 3 of 5 for the Lady Knights. The Freddies out-rebounding the Lady Knights 19-12 and 9-6 on the offensive end. Lady Freddies with 10 turnovers to the Lady Knights 8. Individual scoring for the first half. 13 points by Gabby Daniels. 9 points for Audrey Booten. 5 points for Celeste Swihart and 2 points for Jacqueline Nussbaum. 11 points for Lexi Wenger for the Lady Knights, 5 points for Paige Caudill, 4 points for Reagan Swihart, and 1 point for Bailey Snyder. Score by quarter, 16-7 Fredericktown in the first, 14-13 Lady Knights in the second. We're going to take a break, be back, talk to Coach Tackett about how the boys are doing this season. You're watching Girls High School Hoops, live and free on the OH Report.
Morrow County Hospital, along with Ohio Health, is the official sports medicine provider of Northmor High School. Available 24/7 to care for your athlete with same-day appointment options available. We keep your athletes healthy and in the game. Morrow County Hospital and Ohio Health are proud to partner with Northmor High School to provide a healthier community, serving teams, parents, and all of Morrow County.
Back here at the Castle, a couple minutes away from the start of the second half, but right now, since I have Coach Tackett here, so we see some of the boys basketball players crossing in front of your screen right now. How have you guys been so far? I know the record isn't good, but you guys, you're a young squad, and you seem to be progressing throughout the season.
Yeah, in terms of how most people define success in terms of wins and things like that, we would struggle in that category. We're sitting at 2-13. I say this all the time to our players and our coaches, and I really believe it. Still sitting here with you, Travis, at no point this year have I really felt like a 2-win team. For a couple reasons. Number one, because our kids continually practice hard. It's one of their greatest characteristics that, regardless, we had 3-4 varsity players out over the last couple weeks and had some freshmen step up, and practice intensity stayed the same. And then, we're still not really getting any wins, and practice intensity stays the same. We go to Carrington last night. We do some good things. We got to turn up the pressure late in the fourth, which is kind of their game, and struggle in the fourth quarter. But I think we come in this morning, and it's probably been our best practice in 2 weeks. And that's one reason that I don't really feel like we're 2-13, because of the kind of attitudes that our kids bring on a daily basis, but also because I sit in the locker room before games, and I really believe that each game that has tipped off, that we have a chance to win that game, and that our kids believe that we have a chance to win as well. And, sitting at 2-13, I don't know how many coaches can really say that. So we've had we've only had 2 wins, but we feel like we've had some successes this year still. We feel like that we're still moving in the right direction as a program, even though we're stalling a little bit in the win column. And, we've typically been at the top of the KMAC with Coach Ruth in his last, 4 years since its development. But, our kids work hard every day. They're still believing in the things that we're coaching them. And if you can get to practice and do that, and it's going to be a good season regardless of the wins and losses. I know that sounds like cliche coach talk, but it's not cliche to me. I'm still having fun. And I think one thing we do well with our players, too, is we're honest with them. We evaluate ourselves as a coaching staff just as much as we evaluate the players. And, I think there's some times this year where I stand back and look at the game, and I feel like that I could have done a better job. And, it's things like that keep you up at night, that keep you working hard, because at the end of the day, man, I don't want to win for myself. I want to win because of how much time and effort these kids put in. I want them to experience that. I want them to experience games like East and Ox that go to double overtime.
That was one of the funnest games. All the good games that I've called this year have been in the KMAC,
Sure.
and I've been telling in the Mansfield area, you have the MOAC, you have Lucas in the Mid-Buckeye, you have the OCC, you have the Firelands Conference, but I think the KMAC is a very underrated conference. I mean, you had East Knox. I called a game where they lost by 3 to state-ranked Fredericktown. You guys lost by 3
Sure.
at Fredericktown.
Yeah.
The 2 games you guys had against East Knox, 4 points, and the overtime 1-point loss.
Yeah.
You guys have played close games. You played this pretty good North Union team to a 9-point loss here. So,
yeah, I agree with all that. I think the KMAC this year is a competitive league. Fredericktown's a very good team. Centerburg's a very good team. Man, Mount Gilead is really playing well right now, and I think any team in the KMAC can beat any of each other on any night, and that's from top to bottom. I think that's a mark of a good good conference. A lot of us are in the Central District Division 3. So, our Central District Division 3, we got our work cut out for us. I'm going to be flat out honest with you, Travis. Playing teams like Harvest Prep and Afrocentric, Bishop Reedy, Johnstown Monroe, North Union, Pleasant. I mean, that's going to be a grind. But, I mean, you look at Division 4, you look at Cardington, holy smokes, they got some players on that team. And I'm going to be honest, I bet they get a 1 seed in the Division 4, and if I see them in district semis, district finals, it wouldn't surprise me.
And I did a game
with the talent they have in that team.
Yeah, I did a game with them. Them and Centerburg went to overtime.
That's a
as
big
the
shot
Lady
from
Knights
Caudell.
off on the right start. Caudell hits her second 3 after forcing the turnover. It's back to a 5-point game.
I love the confidence she has. That's what you need out of a shooter, especially if you struggle early. You need to keep them confidence, keep shooting when you get open shots. And I'm biased towards Paige because her brother's on our team, and she comes around a lot in the summer, and she gets on the shoot away with us a lot, and she does a lot of our shooting drills. And then same with Lexi Wanger, same with the Johnson twins. We're biased towards them because, we see them over the summer. We want them to really do well. So when Paige shoots it well, I'm happy for her. I'm really happy for her because she works really hard at it.
You could say, you're talking about the boys' team,
Tough foul by
as
Reagan.
Booton will go to the line. Lost some key players to last year's sectional championship team. This squad here did as well. You both are young, but you're seeing with the fight against a good Fredericktown team, the second team in the KMAC this afternoon, if you play your game, you can stick with anybody, and you guys have shown it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I love this school and the district and the community in general. Is you just got great kids all over the place around here. You really come to school as a teacher and come to school as a coach, and you just know that you're going to get kids that work hard regardless of what kind of situation that they're in. And you see it right here with the Lady Knights as they're battling a good Fredericktown team. This is going to be big if they can handle this press. She traveled. Yeah, that's tough. So, Fredericktown probably not a great halftime for them. I'm sure their coach thinks the score should be a little bit different. So what do? They want to come out and press and see if they can extend this lead. And you let a team like Northmor hang around and you give them some confidence, it's one of those things where you're going to be in a battle to the end. So I'm sure they want to try to extend. That's got to be a foul. Oh, my gosh, he got slapped in the face.
Wasn't intentional, but, sometimes you'll get that.
Yeah.
I remember my playing days in high school, just guarding a guy, how they throw the elbow, knocked my jaw out of place, but you can't take it as an intentional,
Yeah, no, that's not intentional. She's just swiping for the ball on her way through.
Swiping for the ball.
I was just afraid neither of the officials saw it. Sometimes.
Oh, yeah, no,
if you continue down
not
the
going
floor.
by what you were saying, but, sometimes it looks like, they're going after you, but no, it's not. They're just going after the ball, and you see that all the time. It's just two players going 100%. And then,
a steal and then into a travel.
Almost thought they were going to get the foul call there, but she walked before it.
Little box set on the sideline on bounds. Oh, just to get it in. Oh, a little flare. Set the flare. Nice. It's a 2-point shot.
And she got it. Wenger with 13. It's a 3-point game.
3-point game. Northmor, active fans, and get rebounds, and they can stop Fredericktown. It's going to come down to can they get rebounds out of this zone. I'm not sure what Fredericktown was shooting from three-point line. Do you have that stat on you?
I do not.
Do not. I don't think it's very well. Most of their points have came in the paint, so I like the zone as long as they can rebound out of it. Now we run a little 1-3-1-2.
Fredericktown only with 1-3 tonight. I believe they've missed 4 or 5 of those. Bad errant pass there.
I mean, with a 4-point game, you like to see it. Just break the press and get across and get a good possession instead of trying to score fast in the half court. As Fredericktown amps up the pressure, that's exactly what they want you to do.
Wenger just weaving her way through. Gets the offensive rebound, and she'll go to the line.
Yeah, but she gets the offensive rebound. She's tough to stop. She's strong in there. Keeps a good base, goes up strong. That was a good pass for her on transition on the way down, too. I think Haley, looking back at that, might think she could take a step towards the basket on a cut and finish off the rim. But nonetheless, it was a good shot by her and a good rebound by Lexi.
Taylor Overholt with her first, and Wenger will go to the line. Got the first.
One of the toughest things to do against a team when you get pressed and you have trouble handling it is you want to break it fast and you want to shoot fast, where priority is let's get it across half court and get a good look. We take a good look over a quick shot and a turnover.
Misses the second. A little short on it, and back comes Fredericktown.
Good hands by Riley Johnson.
And we're going to get a jump ball.
It's going towards Northmor.
And they get the turnover. And that's something we've seen all year, too. It's the Lady Knight. They're just a scrappy squad. If you make one little mistake ball handling, they're going to come right at it.
Yeah. Yeah, they got girls that play hard. They're competitive in practice, too. I'll watch them every now and then. They've been like that all year. That's a good pass. Johnson to Johnson. And out to Caldwell. This big shot looks like it's going to be short, though. Riley Johnson picking up a foul. It's her second.
And I know, for most coaches, what are your thoughts on the frustration foul 95 feet away from the hoop? I mean, it's just got to be maddening sometimes.
Yeah, it is. That's one of those things that falls under the category of an offensive rebound on a free throw. Where, I mean, I'm okay sometimes with contesting the rebounder to make the outlet difficult or maybe to slow them up down the floor, but you just can't get the hands inside.
Nice move by Gabby Daniels. Back to a 7-point game. Swihart tried the extra pass, but picked. Got the trap, and we'll get a jump ball to stay with Fredericktown. But I know your point there with the frustration foul. That if you're going after the rebounder right now, that's all right. But I'm more of that, just that swipe at the basketball on your way back is the frustration foul.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, you can contest with active fans or maybe for a split second, but too many players get caught up in thinking that maybe they could rip the ball out. But on a guy that just got a rebound and cleared it, a ref is going to look for any kind of hand that makes an action towards the ball, and they're going to call that a foul. But, Lucas, when we played them, they're one of the best teams we played at, where we would get a rebound and they would just trap the rebounder.
Yeah, they are
without fouling, and that's and if you can do that and you're disciplined not enough to not reach, it's tough to break because what are most players doing off a defensive rebound?
And there's a nice job by Swihart to get the jump ball. All ball, the right call there. But yeah, going back to Lucas, I think they're on the boys' side. Despite not having Riley Gossam right now, their defense can take them places. Sure. They played some good competition as another unforced error by the Lady Knights, but a 5-point loss to Ontario on that big court at Ontario. Mm-hmm. A couple other games where they played good teams close. They're playing Willard later on this year. They're going to play Clear Fork, but that's a team that could make some noise in the Division 4.
Yeah, and Coach Eisman has done just a phenomenal job with them. But, yeah, they have that Lucas mentality where they're just going to get after you for 32 minutes. All 5 of their guys pressure for 32 minutes, and you got to give them a lot of credit for that. Yeah, it's going to keep them in games. And to be honest, that Ontario game didn't start off well for Lucas because I think maybe they thought Ontario had enough athleticism or ball handlers to handle their pressure, but what really got them back in that game was when they decided to press Paige Caudill for another 3. Lauren Johnson with the rebound, tipped out of bounds.
Yeah, but I like the way that you guys scheduled this year. You still, despite losing main pieces from last year, you're still playing that tough competition, which will only help you guys.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you have to, with the district that we're in, and Central District Division III, we have to have some good non-league opponents, specifically from the district.
Swihart having a tough time today. Another turnover by her.
At the end of the day, if we scheduled a bunch of teams, that, and who knows, anyone around the area could compete with us. I'm not saying we're world beaters or anything, but if we want to be prepared for what we're going to see in, first week in March, then we have to play those teams.
Summer Weller finally getting in on the action. Big bucket there to put them back up 9. That'll be a kick, but this has been a game of runs, Blade.
Sure.
Northmor got it down to 4 3-points here. Fredericktown extending it back up to 6. Their largest lead has been 10. But, this might be the team that has the last run of the game comes out with the win.
Yeah, and I'd like to see them relax against the press and just not worry so much about – it seems like they're speeding themselves up. Break the press and then relax.
Another unforced error. 4th turnover of the second half for Northmor.
Offense rebound on the other end. It's a good contest by Lexi. Oh, she got her 3rd foul, looks like.
So that will be the 3rd on Wenger, as Emily Zager will check in.
And that's another tough sub, too, because you look at it, it's a 9-point game.
Correction, no, they're actually going to call Riley Johnson out.
Yeah.
And, it is her 3rd foul, but there's 3:23 left in the 3rd. If she picks up the 4th, she'll be done. It's kind of like that second quarter scenario with 2 fouls.
Yeah, that's exactly the same scenario. And I like keeping her in because you need your scorers on the floor to try to give yourself a chance to win in the 4th here. And if you take her out and they extend it to 15, then you wonder if she can help them get back in it. Where if she's in when it's a 9 or 10-point game, then you got more scorers to be able to keep within striking distance for the 4th quarter. So I like keeping her in here, really do.
Boughton with that layup makes it an 11-point lead, and they get another turnover. The 5th Lady Knight turnover after turning it over only 8 times in the first half. And a big 3 there by Weller. She has 5 in the second half. And the largest lead is extended now to 14. So a tough sequence there, Blade, in the last minute and a half for the Lady Knights.
Yeah, in Fredericktown, as you see, 2 players have 15 points, 1 with 8. They're super balanced, and when it's like a lot of the teams that we play, where a Carnington or a Fredericktown or a Centerburg, where they want to run at a higher tempo, and if you play that kind of game, that's what they practice all the time. That's what they're really good at. And I think you can just tell or just feel it within just the play that the game has sped up a little bit, and it's gotten away from our girls, and it's fit more of Fredericktown, and they get their scores in open space and things like that. So, yeah, just a tough run for Northmor. I mean, you're looking at 14 points. Your goal right now is, can you get it under 10 for the 3rd quarter? Can you get a couple stops here and a couple good looks, and maybe chip away to get it back under 10? Because, they've made a couple runs here in the game, but it's going to take good possessions. If we keep turning over in the full court, it's just playing right into Fredericktown's hands, because clearly they have the athletes and the players that can run this kind of speed and get those kind of shots up and score them consistently.
And the Lady Knights, they haven't really had a chance at a shot because they've turned it over in their offensive end the last few possessions. I want to give that a shout out to Brooke Dennison. She's in quarantine right now for the Lady Knights, although she's watching. So hello, Brooke, and hopefully you get back on the court here as quick as possible.
Yeah, freshman with a lot of potential, Brooke, and she had a nice game recently. I think it was Danville, if I remember correctly, a 17-point game. And, for a freshman to have a game like that, even if it's just 1 or 2, does so much for their confidence in the future. That's a big shot. So there you go. You got an 11-point game with 2:20 left.
And this is kind of like that situation to end the half. They're down about 8-10 points. They get the turnover right there, but at 8-10 points, they get it cut down to 6 before that, buzzer beater of a foul to get 2 free throws that extend it to 8. But, get a little run here, get that momentum going to the 4th.
Yeah, I mean, there's absolutely plenty of time to get back in this game and to get back within a couple possessions here. Yep, there you go. It's only Fredericktown's 3rd team foul. That's a little discouraging with the kind of tempo that they've been playing with, but nice shot by Lexi there, drawing it.
Annie Maglot called for the foul.
Get this back under 11 or under 10 points here with this possession. That'd be good. Ziegler to drive and a pull up. Nice little pull up there.
Just a little too strong though, and Fredericktown back out with it. 2-on-3.
Nice shot by Paige walling off there. It's a good defensive stop. Stopping the transition.
Under 2 to play here in the 3rd. Overholt driving in, and we'll have a foul.
Ends up being one of those good fouls at the end of the day. Save yourself a wide open layup. No one's Fredericktown's not in the bonus yet, so.
Zager was there for the charge attempt. However, Overholt was able to go around her, and she kind of tried to move, and that's why we don't have a charge call right now. Referee's getting the number
foul
right.
Should be on Ziegler, yeah. Lauren Johnson did not want her 4th foul there, and I don't blame her. I do not blame her at all.
She doesn't want to come out right now.
Yeah.
Weller for another 3. Welcome to the game, Summer Weller. She has 8 in the second half, back to a 14-point lead, and we're going to get an offensive foul on the screen.
Yeah, that's tough.
That was a tough call.
That's such an instinct by players, especially high school players, to want to set a ball screen in the full court against pressure, and it's just, to me, it's just too easy of a call for the official. Whether, it might be the right play or the wrong play, it's just, if you're setting a screen in full court where everyone's going full speed, it's tough for an official not to call that a moving screen. But, at the same time, you understand why she tried to do it.
1:30 left in the 3rd. 14-point Fredericktown lead. Wenger, yeah, she's got the arm.
Yeah, and that's the game you play right there, the game of chicken. Now she's got her 4th. So I think you got to sub her out here and try to keep within.
Misses the 1st.
And that's a risk you take, but, at the same time, she did hit a 3 after she got her 3rd foul. So, I still think it was the right decision to keep her in, even though she got her 4th. And, again, was it a hard foul? No, but did it look like a foul? That's the thing. It brought the hand down just enough to come across the body. So, tough 4th foul there. So now you just got to wonder how long is it going to take? Is she going to play the start of the 4th? We'll see what Coach Beachy does. But I'm still not counting Northmor out here if they can have, this free throw rebounds, Travis. Gosh, they just get you. And the likelihood of it.
2 offensive rebounds will send them back to the line.
I would love some of these analytics people that are at the professional level to get to these high school games and just take some stats on what happens after a free throw offensive rebound, because, man, it just seems like it goes against the defense so often, as it should, Again, 4-on-3, got to come up with that rebound. But, I say that all the time, but we also get a lot of free throw offensive rebounds at the same time. So it goes both ways. I'm not saying it's an easy thing to do. It's just.
And, sometimes it's just the bounce. That took a weird hop off the side of the rim and just dropped right down into her hands. That 3 attempt is too strong. Rebound out. And we're going to get a travel on Fredericktown. She fell to the floor with possession, so Northmor gets a break there with 1:05 left in the 3rd, down 16.
Nice little set there based on bounds. Ziegler for 3. Oh, got the foul.
Got it in one.
Wow. Boy, if that doesn't pump some life back into you, I don't know what will. 3-point and 1.
Banks are open on a Saturday afternoon in North Bloomfield Township. And that cuts it to 13 with just under a minute left in the third.
Hey, that's why you play all the way through every quarter.
And we're going to have a lane violation. Yeah, Emily, she jumped a little too early on there, but nonetheless, that's a big 3.
Yeah.
Especially if you can get a stop here. We'll see if Fredericktown will try and hold it for the last shot, but they turn it over immediately. Oh, we got to walk.
Travis, I don't think she did. It's tough, though, because she jump stops and drags her back foot, but the back foot to me wasn't the pivot foot. It was her left foot, in my opinion. But, you know, what's the ref see? He sees a drag foot and calls it a travel. To me, that one wasn't a travel, but I'm trying to stay biased.
But what I like to say is we're up here, they're down there. That's why we're up here, right?
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Hey, by no means is officiating easy.
I would never do it. People have asked me, why don't you do refereeing? I said, I don't know. That's too tough.
Yeah.
Swihart for 3. She
and another
banks it
bank
in.
to cut it to 10. Would you look at that, man? Would you look at that? Do not give up a layup or an offensive rebound. And Knight's here in the bonus. Or Fredericktown's in the bonus, excuse me.
Emily Jordan called for the foul. She was going with her, but maybe that she had her hand on the offensive player right there.
Sure.
And that's what's going to get the call every time.
Yeah, we talked about it extensively today in our practice of just your hand placement there with the open hand and the hand on the hip. Looks like a foul, but if you put the back of the hand on the hip, you know, just that little bit of, just that little tiny detail can be the difference in a foul or not.
So Emily Jordan makes it an 11-point game once again, but the Lady Knights will have, she misses the second, so Lady Knights will have a possession before the end of the quarter, but they turn it over. So before I could finish my sentence, it's moot.
Yeah, that's the toughest part. I mean, there's 25 seconds. You have time to just dribble it up, get into some kind of set that Beachy likes. Number 12 again.
Weller from deep.
Wow, she's gotten hot. She scored all 11 points in the third quarter. Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So extends it back to 14 at the end of the third. 50-36 Fredericktown. You're watching Girls High School Hoops live and free on the OH Report.
Morrow County Hospital, along with Ohio Health, is the official sports medicine provider of Northmor High School. Available 24/7 to care for your athlete with same-day appointment options available. We keep your athletes healthy and in the game. Morrow County Hospital and Ohio Health are proud to partner with Northmor High School to provide a healthier community, serving teams, parents, and all of Morrow County.
About to start the fourth quarter here from the Castle. And before we start, Coach Tacken and I want to give a shout out to Logan Randolph.
So we get a double dribble. Yeah,
he's done that a couple of times in his career at Northmor as well. But
big shout out to Logan Randolph. Big shout out. Love that kid. As we love all the players that go through our program. Man, that's the one thing. You know, we could talk about wins or losses, and he got himself a league championship in a sectional last year, but at the end of the day, you see a kid like Logan Randolph pop up on the chat and just smile because you know you enjoyed your time with him for 3 years.
Yeah, he hit
That's
many a good shot. Like that, she banked it again.
Yeah, Logan will tell you all if his threes were swishes, but he'd be lying to you.
You know, I remember a couple. Oh, wow, what a shot. Summer Weller's taken over here in this second half. 16 points. And it's 52-39.
They're going to that matchup full court a little bit, but someone's missing a matchup somewhere down the floor. So I don't know if they're bringing everyone up for a zone press or if it's a matchup. And
another offensive rebound off a free throw.
It just, I'm telling, oh, woo, see, there you go. There's one that ended up being okay.
And Lexi Wenger, you see, is into the lineup as Swihart again turns it over.
Looked like she rolled her ankle, too, on her way down, slumping on the way back down the floor.
And that was too easy for Taylor Overholt.
It's tough right there because that's Lexi Gardner in the paint. You know she's not going to go up and contest to get her 5th. So Fredericktown found themselves in a good spot there, going up for a layup against someone with 4 fouls.
Nice give and go. Wenger to the hole. She'll go to the line. That'll be the second on Daniels. And that's what you have to do now. You have to extend the game, get to the foul line, get those points with the clock stopped.
Yeah, and Northmore's almost in the bonus. But, yeah, absolutely. You need points without a running clock. So anytime you get the free throw line, stop the clock, and score, it's going to be huge.
Short on the first. 17 points thus far for Wenger. (54-39). 54-40. Back to a 14-point game. And we're going to get a hand check, so Jacqueline Nussbaum will now go to the line. 2-shot foul rest of the way.
I thought that whistle was a little quick. I'd like to see that one play through.
Got the first.
Paige going to take that.
Just off the back iron.
I would venture to guess that Lexi has the most offensive rebounds tonight, too. So that's a struggle when you got 4 fouls. Someone like her that was getting offensive rebounds and putbacks and fouls really take that away from her when she's got 4. Can't really crash the glass as aggressively.
Got another one of your players watching tonight, Preston Harbolt.
Oh, Preston, I miss that kid.
Saying, let's go Haley with a heart. With the heart.
Oh, and Lexi's going to get her 5th. I just think it's a quick whistle. I just can't believe it.
And that's a tough one.
And it's nothing against Fredericktown, but it's just bizarre to me how Fredericktown has pressed the whole half. And, of course, have been disciplined enough to not foul, but they are the ones that are amping the pressure and really pressuring the ball, and yet they find themselves in a double bonus. It's just bizarre how that works out, and that's how it worked out for us against Lucas, too, to be honest. They were able to pressure and stay disciplined, and, Lexi gets a tough foul there when, she's straight up and a person just rips through, but that's the way it goes from time to time. Like say hey to Preston, and yes, him and Haley have been together for some time, but showing good support for his girlfriend. We do miss him. We haven't had him it's been over 2 weeks now.
And he's been a main contributor on the offensive end, too, one of your top scorers.
Yeah, he was. He had a little 2-game stint there. We didn't play, but when he came back, he had, a great game against Galleon. Was one of the, was crucial in helping us get that win. And then
it was a streak there, yeah.
Yeah, he had 11 points after that. I can't remember who we played the following game. That might have been our North Union game, actually. So, yeah, he had a nice few games there. And then
so it was the North Union game, and then you guys played Highland after that at Highland.
Yeah, then Highland after that would have been his last game before. So we haven't had him for, 4 or 5 games now? Yeah. Yeah, so it's tough. And he's great to have around. He's a kid that works really hard, and heart goes out to him because he's a senior.
But you do get a couple other players back for this week.
Yeah, otherwise, we'll be back, quote-unquote, full strength on Tuesday. We had Grayson come back yesterday, and after one day of practice, we were able to get him some time on the floor to get him back used to the speed of the game. And then we got Griffin Workman back a few games ago, and he seems to be back, and the flow of things is he had a very nice game against Cardington last night for us. And then Logan Mariotti got cleared to play today, so we'll have, 35% three-point shooter back for us on Tuesday. But
you also have 3 freshmen that have put up some good times for you.
Yeah,
good time on the quarters, I would say.
Yeah, Hunter Folk, Grant Bentley, Caleb Shearer, they've done a wonderful job for us, stepping up, and it's no joke. The competition level from JV to varsity, is large. The skill gap is large, and for those kids that played 8th grade last year,
Summer Weller again.
Man, when you get that kind of feeling, man, it just doesn't go away. You feel like you're just playing like that, and everything you shoot's going to go in. I got to imagine that's how she's feeling right now. But, yeah, those 3 freshmen have done a great job for us. And, we're a critical reason as to why we were in the East Knox game and why we were competitive in the Clear Fork game. And, I'm very proud of them. And I'll give Fredericktown a lot of credit for being able to play at a high tempo and not foul. But, man, it's just bizarre when Northmor is the less aggressive team and has over double the amount of team fouls this half.
Nussbaum misses the first. I know you were talking about some of the quality teams that they have in the KMAC, but you have Fredericktown, who was state ranked. I don't know what they're going to be after their loss to Centerburg. You have Centerburg, who has 1 loss, and their lone loss is to Wellington Christian. You have a Cardington team that can play with the likes of everybody else. You have East Knox that's right there as well.
Yeah, East Knox only lost to Centerburg by 5 last night, maybe 8. But, yeah, great coach over there, Ryan Powell at East Knox. Very close with them. And we got great coaches in this conference, too. Derek Dibling at Fredericktown is just a guy I've had immense respect for since I've come to Northmor, and to see the success he's having. He's a competitor. I'm happy for him because just a great guy overall.
And then on the girls' side, Cardington, one of the best in the state.
Yeah, they're just going to be a powerhouse year in and year out with what they've started over there. It's going to be a long 4:20 here, 4:27 to finish this game.
And I understand why that foul was called. She jumped on top, but you want to see that as a coach. So you want to see the hustle. You want to see your player get on the floor, and that's just a tough foul. It's the right call, but it's a tough foul.
Yeah, it was a good hustle play. I mean, if that happens early in the half when they're not a double bonus, you're happy about it. And you're still happy about it. You're just disappointed that your other team's sitting in a double bonus and living at the free throw line right now.
Misses them both.
Yeah, and I think you think about the teams in our league, and you got to give a lot of credit to Mount Gilead right now too, with the way that Bland is playing and the way that Chafin is playing and the way that Cannon is playing with Paul Butterman out.
I saw them against Ridgemont, and they're, the record doesn't. It's like you guys. The record doesn't show what they have.
Yeah, and they've recently turned that around. I mean, they beat Pleasant. They won last night. I can't remember who they played. Maybe Highland. But yeah, they've out of their last, I would say, 7 to 10 games, they've probably won more than they've lost, just off the top of my head.
Back-to-back fouls by Fredericktown now has the Lady Knights in the bonus. But on the boys' side, I honestly think at least 3 teams have a good shot at winning a sectional. And what's unique about the Central District is it's broken up into 2 districts,
Yep.
and you're not just placed into one side. You can pick where you want to go.
Yeah, yeah, and that helps. That helps. Potentially that'll help us this year as voting is next week, and we're probably not going to get a great seed. Having that district split really helps us, but regardless of which way you go, Travis, in our district, I mean, the sectional final, the district semi game is just going to be against a super talented team, and that's just something you got to live with.
Yeah, but I believe I think there could be at least 4 teams that win sectional championships from the KMAC.
Yeah,
because you get to pick this. I mean, the higher seeds you might have. I mean, Centerburg or Cardington, they're Division 4.
Division 4. And
so
is
that's
East Knox,
big.
and East Knox can have a chance to win a sectional as well.
And then you have in D3, you have Fredericktown and Centerburg, who will be high seeds, so they'll get to choose. They'll be at home, and that's the other thing. Not only in the Central District, but the Northwest District this year also, the sectionals will be at the home courts for maybe a team like Lucas on a smaller floor. That's huge if they can get one of those seeds to host a game or two.
Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm almost certain the home court goes through districts this year.
Does it for you guys? I know we're still doing districts in the Northwest District.
I'm almost positive Central District is going home through districts because I just was talking to Coach Delaney at Cardington last night, and he's doing the right thing, preaching to his guys that every game is important because if they get a 1 seed and can host through districts, I mean,
the path through regionals is there.
Yeah, I mean, that would be something.
So, it's a unique year as we'll have a walk. It's been a unique year. You guys didn't get summer basketball, and I know talking with you and Coach Maddox in our chats after games that, it's just tough, especially after losing so many starters last year. You'd like to get that summer in. You'd like to get those spring workouts in just to get them into the roll of things, and it takes a lot longer because you guys really couldn't get started till after football.
Yeah, absolutely. And, summer basketball is something that we, is a chance for skill development and a chance to compete is super important to us. But, at the end of the day, it was every school that went through it. But, yeah, in terms of that's an and one by Reagan Swear. That's a nice
job
by her.
Take a look at the replay of her. Nice ball movement in. Nice pass from Bailey Snyder. She'll get an assist on that.
Yeah, so it would have been nice to have, and it gives us a little bit of perspective and some things, to hope for this offseason to have a better, more productive offseason. But at the same time, it was something that every team dealt with, so you got to have that perspective as well.
3:16 left here, 67-43 Fredericktown. Looks like they will be able to maintain second place in the KMAC after this one. But hopefully, with everything, with the...
Gonna get her on a foul. Could have really went jump ball there, but shooting 2 instead.
But with, the vaccine that's coming out, hopefully you guys will be able to have your spring and your summer basketball, because I know you guys like to take your trips to those summer tournaments, summer league.
Yeah. I mean, that's things that are just as important to us as the season, where we can go to shootouts and stay in a hotel and go out to dinner and do all those things over the summer and, get together as a team as much as possible, go on long trips, go to Findlay team camp. All that stuff is things that contribute to the experience as a high school basketball player. And, someone that went through it for 4 years and then coached it for, this is 8th year total, that, I just feel bad for the players that that lost out on a year of that, especially our 2 seniors, where I think we would have had a really fun summer competing and just being together.
And I know from my previous job, I went with you guys to Wittenberg. And
what a great trip
that was fun. It's good for team building, too. Yeah. And I think that's what would have helped you guys out, too, with such a younger team, that team building would have helped you guys out if you guys wouldn't have gotten into any trouble down there, How much of I'm kidding. But, no, the team building is just as important as a practice on the floor.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, building that chemistry off the floor helps with things on the floor. And, it helps establish your kind of identity and things that you can do going into the off-season or to the, the preseason in the fall, and said you got to work through those things in real time this year. But again, it was some things that all of us dealt with. But yeah, you and I know just from one trip down, I think we'll have stories for life on that Wittenberg trip.
And you guys play good basketball there too.
If Logan's still listening, we don't need him to chime in on the Facebook comment, but yeah, I think he's probably laughing to himself as well. But those are the kinds of things that you miss out on. With
it's the memories too. Yeah. Under 3 minutes left.
It's hard not to call that. I know the refs are trying to maybe speed up the game and not blow the whistle so much, but that one's a tough one.
And that's one of those calls. If she makes the layup, it's not going to get called.
Right.
But that's why the late whistle. But
which I'm not a fan of that rule. If I can go ahead and give my opinion right now.
Go ahead. You just did.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if it's a foul, it's a foul. I know they want to not slow down the game as much, but if it's a foul, it should be called a foul, regardless of whether the ball goes in or not. But who am I? I don't make the rules.
And that's I believe that was the fifth foul on Haley Dilly.
Haley and Lexi fouled out. And
so Preston, your girlfriend, is not going to be playing the rest of the game.
Yeah, she played
hard. Nice pass inside.
Nice,
got the layup.
Nice pass at Bailey. Nice finish.
What's your message for your team for this stretch run? I mean, like you said, we're about a week away from the boys district draw. The girls draw is tomorrow.
Yeah.
But what's your message for your team this week? I mean, you guys, just with your record, you're probably going to be towards the bottom.
Sure.
But if you get a win or two this week, and I believe it's Fredericktown and Centerburg, you get a couple wins there, that could boost you up until like the bottom of those mid-tier teams.
Yeah, I think just playing those teams and competing with them, since we rely on their votes, is the fact that we played Fredericktown competitively the first time. I think Derek will help us out, and the fact that we competed against North Union, I think they'll help us out. But the message now is the same as it has been for a while, is to try to believe in the things that we're coaching you. And when you got some adversity, let's do some things that make us better players and better individuals, and not shy away from the losing adversity. As Riley Johnson finally gets one to go down.
Off the offensive rebound as well. 21-point game.
And good hands by her on the other end. Good deflection. Good deflection. Yeah, and as expected, Northmor is going to play 32 minutes. They're going to give max effort the whole time.
And I love making the bucket on one end and then hustling down to get the deflection on the other end.
Absolutely, absolutely. But, yeah, our message is the same, and I think our kids really buy into it, and that's why we still love coaching every day. And that it'd be really easy to just kind of pack it in and maybe start thinking about the spring season. But I truly believe, and maybe I'm naive, but I don't think I am, I truly believe that our kids are still coming to practice with the mindset to get better, and that we can still win on Tuesday, and we can still beat some quality opponents down the stretch, and anything can happen when you get into the postseason. So at the end of the day, it's always one game at a time. Again, that's a coach's cliche and coach's talk, but it's true. It's a one day at a time, and it's one game at a time, and you break it down to a single possession at a time. I think we got a good opportunity against Danville, but I will tell you, this Danville team is super competitive. Matt Moore, another great coach in our conference, just a stand-up guy, and super intense on the sideline. And he's got his kids playing well. They recently lost by 10 to, I think it was Fredericktown, if memory serves correctly. Some top teams in our conference that they're competing with, so it's not going to be easy, but it's still one we can believe that we believe we can win, and that's going to help us with the draw, like you said.
Coming up on a minute left here in regulation on the Morrow County Hospital scoreboard. Fredericktown has this one locked up. We'll just see what the end result is. But, you get the draw, but you still have games after the district draw. Those are important games for you as well to try and have some momentum going into the tournament.
Yeah, and we play some very good teams down the stretch, as we have all season. But, we go Danville Tuesday, and then we go Fredericktown, Centerburg, top two teams in our conference, Friday, Saturday. Then we come back the following week. We go got away with an offensive foul there. But a nice finish, though. Nice finish inside. We'll go Danville, Highland. Highland is senior night. And then the last week, we'll really see what our guys are made of as we go against undefeated Colonel Crawford and a very good MOAC team in River Valley. So, yeah.
And if I can cut you off for a second,
ahead,
two good possessions by Emily Ziegler there, the last two possessions, 2 good takes to the hole. But
yeah, another good student, another girl that's super tough coming back from that injury and plays really hard. Boy, what a quick inbounds there.
But you guys, River Valley and state-ranked undefeated Colonel Crawford end the year. It's going to be a test for you guys.
Yeah, but it'll be fun. It's fun playing those teams that are really good. Really see what your guys want to do. As Riley Johnson gets one to go in at the buzzer.
And that will do it. Your final score, Fredericktown 72, Northmor 53. We'll take a break, be back with our final stats, as well as our player of the game right here, live and free on the OH Report.
Morrow County Hospital, along with Ohio Health, is the official sports medicine provider of Northmor High School. Available 24/7 to care for your athlete with same-day appointment options available. We keep your athletes healthy and in the game. Morrow County Hospital and Ohio Health are proud to partner with Northmor High School to provide a healthier community, serving teams, parents, and all of Morrow County.
Time now for our player of the game, and that is Summer Weller, a game-high 23 points. And not only that, she scored all 23 in the second half as Fredericktown defeats Northmor 72-53. Summer, first off, congratulations on the strong second half. You know, the Lady Knights, they kept it close there in the first half, had it within single digits, 8 points at the break. What coach tell you guys at the half that really, you know, boosted you into the second half in that long run?
He just told us to be confident with the ball and make good decisions and just believe in each other, and I think we executed that pretty well.
And for yourself, you were shut out in the first half. Just, I guess, what clicked in the second half? You hit 4 threes, 4 big threes as well. You made it to the line multiple times. You went 5 of 7 from the line, pretty good there. But just what clicked in that second half?
Well, personally, I think I just needed to get warmed up a little more. And the team was always, like, trying to get me to do better and push me to do better, and I can thank them for that.
You guys, second place in the conference right now. You're 15-5. You're 9-3 in conference. Tomorrow you're going to get a high seed in the district tournament. Just what are your guys' thoughts moving into tournament time? You have a couple more games left, but just what's the motivation going into tournament time?
We just want to do the best we can. We've come a long way since a couple years ago, and we just want to do our best and see how far we can go.
And finally, if you want to look into the camera and give a shout out to anybody in Freddie land, go ahead.
Thank you, all the fans and my parents and my grandparents, and just thank you to all my friends. Thank you for coming out and supporting us.
All right. Well, thank you, Summer Weller. Our player of the game, 23 points, as Fredericktown gets the win. We're going to take one more break, be back with our final stats and analysis right here, live and free on the OH Report.
Morrow County Hospital, along with Ohio Health, is the official sports medicine provider of Northmor High School. Available 24/7 to care for your athlete with same-day appointment options available. We keep your athletes healthy and in the game. Morrow County Hospital and Ohio Health are proud to partner with Northmor High School to provide a healthier community, serving teams, parents, and all of Morrow County.
It's a final here at the Castle. Fredericktown over Northmor 72-53. Blade Tackett back with me now as we pull up the final stats. Fredericktown 26 field goals, the Northmor's 19. However, the Lady Knights 9-5 in the three-point category. But the one that stands out to me and something we've talked about all game, free throws. 32 attempted free throws by the Freddies, only 14 by the Knights.
Yeah, and, I mean, 6 of 14 for Northmor. Fredericktown only hits 15 of those. Imagine if they shoot, 60 or 70% as opposed to a little bit below 50. But, even if you're not hitting the free throws, if you're getting the line and think about how many offensive rebounds they got off of the free throws, that ended up being a major part of and you look at that, you see 20 offensive rebounds to our 11, and that's a story because it's kind of hard to believe, but, Northmor actually turned Fredericktown over one more time. But, yeah, free throws is a huge story, especially there in the fourth quarter. But, you think about the game, I think the turning point was that little 3-minute mark where Northmor was down 5, and then by 2 minutes left in the third quarter, it's a 10 to 12-point game, and Lexi picks up her fourth and has to sit for the last 2 minutes, and so that stretch there was an important stretch. So, overall, I think Northmor battled as you would expect. I think it was competitive most of the game, and, so a few things go Fredericktown's way late in the third into the fourth, and, just gets away from Northmor in the fourth quarter. Kudos to Summer from Fredericktown, who scores all 22 of her points in the second half, and just, really nice shooting technique, and looks like a consistent shooter. She's not a starter, so I don't know if she scores at that kind of pace typically, but it looks like she has the ability to at the very least. And
actually, Coach, before the game, because of having 2 players out with COVID and a concussion, he was actually going back and forth between Celeste Swihart and Summer Weller. Right? He said Summer's ability to shoot compared to Swihart's defense. So he went with defense to start. But, yeah, she is a contributor off the bench, but she can be a starter as well.
Oh, makes sense. Makes sense. You can tell with her shooting ability.
Score by quarter. Fredericktown 16-7. Northmor 14-13 in the second to make a 29-21 Fredericktown lead at the half. And we saw that buzzer beater foul. Yeah. The extended would have been 2 possessions, but it was pushed out to 3. 21-15 third quarter for Fredericktown, pushed it to 50-36, and then the fourth quarter, 22-17, where half of the points came from free throws. Individual scoring, Summer Weller, our player of the game, 23 points. Gabby Daniels with 17. Aubrey Boughton with 12 points there, 3 in double figures, and then you have Celeste Swihart and Jacqueline Nussbaum with 8. So a very balanced scoring attack from Fredericktown. 2 other players with 2 points. So, yeah, very balanced for them tonight.
Yeah, and that's what you want. Sure, it'd be nice if you had a player that could get, 18 to 20 to 22 consistently. But when you go out and have 3 players that are double digits like that, 14 and above, it's going to be – you're either going to be in most games or winning most games when you have 3 to 4 players in double figures. So, nice job by Fredericktown there.
And then for Northmor, Lexi Wenger leads the way with 18 points. She did foul out. Could have been more. That was a tough break for her because, it was still within reach when she fouled out. When she got her 4th foul, had to come out, and then it got pressed out from there. So that hurt. Reagan Swihart finished with 13 points. Paige Caudill, 8 points. Emily Zager with 7. Riley Johnson with 4. Bailey Snyder with 3. Emily Jordan doesn't get onto the board. So Fredericktown advances to 15-5, 9-3 in conference. Northmor drops to 3-14, 2-11 in conference. Would like to thank my color commentator today, Blade Tackett, for stepping in, helping me out today. You did a good job, Blade. Thank you for your help.
Hey, I appreciate that.
Nick Jacobs on our camera. The folks back at BS Media Productions, Adam Thompson, Brian Skoronsky, Jory Hollenbeck, Blade, Garrett Parlett, Storm Blunchley. I almost said you were part of the group, but you're actually coaching here. Our scoreboard sponsor, Morrow County Hospital, Northmor High School, for allowing us to bring this game to you today, and most importantly, you, the fans, for watching. Your final score, one final time. Fredericktown knocks off Northmor 72-53. And just a reminder, going on right now, you can watch the second half of Mansfield Senior and Sandusky boys, and then tonight Crestview, and New London. But for now, have a good weekend, folks.